Top 3 most overrated games of all time. These are games I see on everyone's top 5, and I personally don't understand the hype. These are all really good games, but they all are not as good as people say they are. For number 3, there's Fallout New Vegas. If you mention Fallout to any New Vegas fan, they'll go, "Hey, have you played New Vegas? New Vegas is the best. I love the factions." Which, yeah, everything's good about that game that they mentioned, but then there's the issues. The gameplay is really good, the factions are really great, and the dialogue options is out of this world, yeah. But then there's the whole walking situation where it really does break immersion when you have to walk for 10 minutes without seeing anything, and just seeing this gray, barren wasteland. And then often you'll have to have some requirement just to progress in the main story, like a repair level of level 20, or 2,000 caps just to enter New Vegas. That's all something that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and maybe I just needed to grow up with this game to get the hype, but I played it recently, and I just think this game it's really great, but it's just not as good as people say it is. For number 2, there's The Last of Us Part 2, which I feel like is a half-great game. The gameplay of this game is absolutely great and one of the best stealth games I've ever played, but then the story comes in. Ellie's story with loss is absolutely traumatic to watch, and it's one of my favorite media kind of stories of all time. And then it hits Abby's part in a really great spot of the game, by the way, and it absolutely breaks the pacing of everything that Ellie previously did for the next 5 hours. That's one of the biggest things of this game that I just really did not like, and it really made me just want to get to the end of Abby's part. And even playing as Abby, I don't want to play as Abby. Sure, she's supposed to represent kind of how you're supposed to look at two different sides of the story, but we spent 10 hours with the character that she killed. So, seeing that, I do not want to play as Abby, and there are a ton of other issues with this game that I don't have time to mention, but overall, I do not understand the glaze of this game because of all the issues with its story. Because gameplay, great game, but when it comes to story, when it's Ellie's side, it's pretty good, but when it's Abby's, I didn't like it at all. For number 1, it's Red Dead Redemption 2. The gameplay of this game is absolutely awesome, and the whole story is absolutely heartbreaking. But then there's the issue I have with this, which has nothing to do with this game, and actually has to do with the people who are fanboys of this game. This game is really great, but seeing it as number 1 on top of every single person's list is what I have an issue with, because I don't feel like people understand what makes a favorite game your favorite game. What makes a favorite game your favorite game is something you can play back to back to back 100 times and never be bored. Something you grew up with that touches you in an emotional spot. Overall, I feel like this game is not that for a lot of people, and they just see other people saying, "Hey, this is the best game ever," and they play the story and they're like, "Yeah, the gameplay is really good," but then they kind of forget what their actual favorite game is. I don't doubt that this is some people's out there favorite game, but I don't think that everyone on TikTok, this is their favorite game, and that's why I think this game is super overrated. Not this game necessarily, but what it makes people think is what I have an issue with Red Dead Redemption 2.